In the early 1900s, Iran discovered vast oil reserves, quickly attracting the attention of powerful foreign nations.
Western companies gained major control over Iranian oil production, creating frustration among many Iranians. This decision threatened Western economic interests and increased political pressure on Iran.
The tension between the United States and Iran did not appear overnight. Its roots stretch back decades.
In 1953, a coup removed Mossadegh from power with support linked to Western intelligence agencies. After the coup, the Shah of Iran strengthened his rule and built closer ties with the United States. For years, the Shah ruled with strong security forces while maintaining strategic partnerships with Western countries. Many Iranians, however, began to see the government as too influenced by foreign powers. Public anger slowly grew across the country. A new government known as the Islamic Republic was established. This political shift dramatically changed Iran's relationship with the United States. Soon after the revolution, protesters stormed the U.S. Embassy in Tehran. Dozens of American diplomats were taken hostage during the crisis. After the crisis, diplomatic relations between the United States and Iran were effectively broken.
For decades afterward, distrust and hostility continued to shape interactions between the two nations.
Sanctions and political pressure became common tools used in the dispute. During the following years, tensions expanded across the Middle East. Iran began supporting various regional allies and groups.
The United States increased its military presence across the region.
Both sides accused each other of destabilizing the Middle East. By the early 2000s, a new dispute began gaining global attention. International concern focused on Iran's nuclear program. The United States and its allies worried Iran could eventually build nuclear weapons.
Iran repeatedly stated that its nuclear program was meant for peaceful energy purposes.
Years of negotiations attempted to limit nuclear development. In 2015, a major nuclear agreement was signed between Iran and world powers. The deal aimed to restrict Iran's nuclear activities in exchange for reduced sanctions. For a short time, tensions between Iran and the West appeared to ease. But political disagreements over the deal soon emerged.
In 2018, the United States withdrew from the nuclear agreement.
Sanctions against Iran were reintroduced and intensified.
Iran's economy began facing heavy pressure.
Regional tensions quickly began rising again.
Several mysterious attacks targeted oil tankers in the Persian Gulf. Each side blamed the other for the growing instability. Military forces in the region increased their alert levels. In 2020, a major event dramatically escalated tensions. Iran soon responded with missile attacks targeting bases used by U.S. forces. The world watched closely as fears of a wider war increased. Although full war was avoided, hostility continued to rise. In the years that followed, both countries increased military readiness. Cyber operations and intelligence activity also intensified. Diplomatic negotiations repeatedly stalled. Meanwhile, Iran continued advancing its nuclear technology. Western governments warned that enrichment levels were increasing.
Military exercises across the region signaled rising tensions.
Warships moved through strategic waterways, including the Persian Gulf. The Strait of Hormuz remained one of the world's most sensitive shipping routes. Any conflict in the region threatened global energy supplies. As tensions grew, international mediators attempted new negotiations.
However, deep mistrust made progress difficult. Sanctions continued to pressure Iran economically.
Iran responded by strengthening regional partnerships. Proxy conflicts continued across several Middle Eastern countries. Analysts warned that one miscalculation could trigger a larger conflict. Military surveillance increased across the region.
Intelligence agencies monitored potential escalation risks.
Political rhetoric between both governments became more aggressive. Diplomatic communication became increasingly limited.
Global leaders called for restraint on both sides.
But tensions continued building beneath the surface. Reports suggested military plans were being prepared.
Air defense systems across the region were reinforced.
Strategic bases were placed on higher alert. Warplanes and missile systems were moved into position. International markets reacted nervously to the uncertainty.
Oil prices fluctuated as investors feared instability.
Regional governments prepared emergency responses.
Military analysts warned that escalation could spread quickly. Small incidents risked triggering larger confrontations. Despite the risks, both sides continued projecting strength.
Global diplomacy attempted to prevent open conflict.
Security alliances evaluated their strategic positions. Meanwhile, military forces remained on standby. The situation remained tense and unpredictable. Each development was watched closely around the world. The long history of rivalry continued shaping decisions.
Decades of mistrust made compromise difficult.
The conflict had evolved far beyond a single event. It became a complex struggle involving politics, security, and regional influence. Experts debated whether diplomacy could still succeed. Others feared the crisis might escalate further. Military deterrence remained central to both strategies. Both countries attempted to avoid appearing weak. Meanwhile, the global community urged de-escalation. The future of the conflict remained uncertain. The situation demonstrated how historical tensions can grow over time. What began decades earlier had transformed into one of the most serious geopolitical rivalries. And the world continues watching carefully to see what happens next.